halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly. La 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 la.
Hello and welcome. This is Theresa, and this is my Snippets and Grandma Buttons prompt for Ephemera 2025, hosted by Louisa Heinzel and Barbara with 49 Dragonflies. And maybe in a day or two I'll fix my graphics so that it says that. I'm trying to put those details in, but it's a slow process for me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to follow Louisa's lead on this one. So I picked out some canvas material, and I picked out some coffee dyed paper, and I forgot to get my double-sided tape. One moment, please. Because I really like the idea of kind of like a sticker tab. Oh my gosh, that is ingenious. I love it. So this canvas material is going to be folded in half, and that takes place of that white material that Louisa used for hers. So then my paper is going to need to be that size. Is that too big? I think that'll be fine. Maybe take a little bit off there. Okay, so I'm going to need another piece that size. Mondays are, I'm doing double features on Mondays for December if I'm up to it. Because I like to do the, doesn't mean I'm going to, but I like to do the stack challenge. Oh my gosh, I just went blank. What is it? 50 stack challenge 7 on Mondays. And now for December, Ephemera Ember in December, then I like to do those prompts. Okay, so I have my 2 pieces of paper. I won't need this anymore. Tuck that away so it doesn't distract me. Then I'm not using this piece. Get that away from me. So this is going to go with this right here. And you'll see as I go, if you watch Louisa's video, that I'm doing mine a little different. And that will fold that way because the tape is going to go here. Now I think all this is secure. Now I need I don't think I have any that has something on both sides. Do I? No. No, everything I have is just that side. I want something that's both sides, but you know, that actually would work. It doesn't matter. Hi, Zippy. Oh, short-term memory. Yeah. Yep. I always say, I either say my memory is like a sieve, or I've got a 5-second memory. I always say that. Are you back from the store? I really should use this. This is pretty. I think I will. Actually, I'm going to use this. And oh, I wasn't going to put the tape, the double-sided tape on yet, because I was going to sew. Piffle. There's that short-term memory. Okay, I don't need any of this now. And I'm actually going to get my prick stick. Okay, go get some food in your tummy, because it's 5:30 there. It's nice and warm here, so the glue stick is nice and gooey. I have to figure out which side is which. I hate this. Okay. Didn't go down far enough. Hands, would you just cooperate long enough for me to put this down? Okay, we'll chat later. Now, this will go like this. Actually, so I'm going to run a stitch down there. So my question to myself is, do I want to get fancy like Louisa did and put some more fabric there? And if I do, what is that going to be? Okay, so let's think about this. So different like fun layers can be burlap. I'm in the development stage here. Whoops, am I out of lead? Yes, I am. The last little piece is right there. So we can do, where the Sam heck did my pen go? Oh, piffle. Okay, we can use this. So we could use burlap, but that's too chunky. Burlap. That's too chunky. We could use thin fabric, like sometimes I have some feed bag material that is real thin and I can tear it with my hands. Sometimes I use cheesecloth. I could use sari silk. I could use eyelash trim. What else? Just looking around. Raffia. I'm not sure if I spelled that right. Let's take a look in my texture box. We have some coffee dyed crinkle. Ooh, that's it right there. OMG, that's it. Okay, don't have to look any further. Just gonna put a bead of this down. Oh Lord, the sewing machine is not gonna like that. Wonder if I can do it when I'm sewing. needles. I need needles. Wish I had little tiny needles. Okay, maybe I can just tack it down with just a little tiny bit of glue. Hey there, Cindy, how are you? But if I use this, it's going to seep through. Oh, okay. I'm just going to try it with the machine. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to put some music on and I'm going to sew this.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see Him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. See Him in a manger laid.
I'm doing great, Cindy. Thanks. Glad you are doing well too. So the sewing machine worked on the canvas fabric. Could you hear me talking over the music? I'm never sure if the music will block out my voice or not. Okay, I wished I would have gotten a little bit fancier. I like this here. I wished I would have had more over here, but it worked. And now I've got that tape in there, that double-sided tape. I think I went off. Yeah, I did. I went off quite a bit here. I probably should go back and redo that. Well, put more in. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Are you crafting today? Or are you at work? Well, it's 4:46. You're probably not at work. Okay, so now we need, it's going to have to go this way because we need this to open up like this so that these can be tabs. And did I put my needle away? I did. Okay, so I'm done with that. Means I didn't even use it. I think I'm done with my glues. this. Are you still writing your book? Okay. And we're going to put our holes right 12 K words on it, so just kind of getting started. And what is the genre? Is it romance or mystery? Romance. Have you written a book before? So I'm just going to cut these as I go to help me realize where I want my next hole to go. Anything that I could go look at and read? I think I'm going to put the eyelets in before I cut, because I would like the eyelets centered. What's the geographic location of the book that you're writing? So if I search for your name, will I find something? There, I like that one better. I like how it's centered better. So these go like that. Wrong side. So you write as anonymous. You don't have that like a fake author name. I can't remember what that's called. Okay. What's your writer name? And honestly, I don't pay attention to spelling because my spelling has gone to heck since I have so many typos. Oh, I get it. And if you tell me your writer name, then I'll know it's Cindy. Okay, I get it. I listen to, what do they call them? Oh, funny. I listen to, I don't want to say podcasts, but that like FM, what is that called? FM reads? I don't know. But anyways, they're like audiobooks. And one of the ones that people see on advertised a lot is the masked shoot. Yep, that's, kids have to see that their parents are people And, you know, we're adults and we make our decisions, and there's nothing wrong with writing spicy novels. So okay, the mask, it's not the masked duke, but it's a duke and the masked girl. Her name is always Alexandra in any of the renditions of it. There's several different ones. Lord have mercy. If I had a memory, it would be helpful. Let me see if I can figure it out. New window. Masked. Alexander and Duke. Nope, I don't have the right keywords in. Okay, it's Pocket FM, and I found it. I gotta find the title now. What's it called? Refers to romance story with Duke Edgar Collins and Alessandra, and Duke's Masked Bride. And there are several different versions of it, but I watched that one. Pen name, that is the word I was trying to think of. So I like period romances, and so I watch a lot of the Facebook ones, and then I listen to Pocket FM at night on my iPad to go to sleep to. And so right now the ones that I've got coming up are, I finished the one which I just said, the Duke's Masked Bride. I finished that one, and I'm watching Nora. I'm listening to Nora, Saving Nora, and Stepping Up, and there's like 3. The Duke's Bride or something like that. That's a werewolf audiobook. And there's another one where the girl was from the 20th century. Something happened and it sent her back to like the 18th century, and sent her back to being the wife of a prince who was very mean to her because she had some kind of disease on her face, and because she was a nurse in the 20th century, she was able to find a cure for herself. And so then she started teaching. I was wondering if I need to do something like this, but I'll probably cut myself if I try. And this isn't paper, so I don't know that it will do anything, but I'll probably end up stabbing myself in Outlander. Oh, I watched Outlander. Yeah, she actually was a doctor, wasn't she? This one was a nurse. And what is that one? Let me see if it'll let me go to Pocket FM, because it's on my iPad. Saving Nora is one that I'm watching or listening to. Whew, it's getting hot in here. The nurse's name is Ellie, and her prince's name is James. Yep, that's all I got. Okay, so these all go down like this. So now I need the plots for Pocket FM are so unrealistic. Of course, Outlander is pretty daggone unrealistic too. And it's a popular, I watched that for a long time. I stopped watching it around the time that they had that house in America, I think it was, and it burned. I just think I had other things going on in my life. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I never did make that correlation how much the one I'm listening to now is like Outlander. But he was always good to her. And oh my gosh, you can't go wrong with a Highlander for romance. Yeah, I watched who was it with Bella? And she married her vampire boyfriend and had a baby. And did they stop with the baby? I don't remember. Remember, it was iffy as to whether she was going to be successful with her pregnancy, because human and vampire DNA. Okay, why did... Oh, there it goes. Okay, I was like, why did Louisa's hang so nicely and mine aren't hanging? So now I need some buttons. The Outlander meets Japan. I'm actually reading a book that is Asian. Might be Japanese, I don't remember. But it's called Confessions. Have you read that one? And I've got one of her other books too that I haven't started. By Tetsuya Nakashima. It's gosh, what would you, it says it's a horror mystery, but it's not really. I mean, it's not scary, but it's a horror in the sense of what meanness, evil happens. I mean, it tells you on the book cover that her pupils murdered her daughter, and I can't read it all. She will have her revenge. So it's more of a, I would call it more of a, not the word horror, suspense mystery is what I would call it. And it does keep me interested. I want to put a blue button on there. Let's try that. Does it have a shank? No. Just has a lot of thread. Okay, so that means I want, because I want it to show up there, so I'm going to put this here. I always poke myself doing this. Oh man, I used to be like that when the kids were little and as a younger adult. Or like when the kids were little, well, Nina, my oldest, was, she was good reading age, so she was maybe 12. And I homeschooled. And so I always read all the books that were on her reading list for her curriculum because I wanted to make sure they were appropriate. Well, good thing I did, because one of them that I pulled off the shelf and was pre-reading for her was, it was awful. It was awful. It was about this, you know, back in the time of kings and queens and princes, and it was about a peasant type girl who was, I remember there was an like an herb type lady who was actually a witch, and so the peasant type girl knew her. The girl went to the castle to be a maid, and she was very pretty, probably voluptuous. I don't know. It was a long time I read this, but she was going up one of the back stairways of the castle, and a prince or king was coming down, and he was a dirty SOB. And one thing led to another, and trying to remember, she ended up pregnant, and the baby, oh Lord, there was some kind of real witchy spell, weird crap that went on with that. And I mean, I didn't want to read it, but I couldn't put it down. No, I wished I could. I wished I could remember the name. I don't know that I actually did finish it, but I do remember that I couldn't put it down, and I think I did finish it. I had to find out what the next thing was that was going to happen. Okay, there's number 2, and that looks a lot more like a vintage button to me. Let's go with this button next. I don't like that button. Let's go with this button. You know, I'm probably going to go on Google after this, and I'm probably going to try and figure out what the name of that book was, because now it's got my curiosity going. There was a book that I couldn't finish reading, actually, now that I think of it. In high school, I was in one of those weird English classes, and the book that she was focused on was a futuristic science fiction type book. I can't even tell you any of the scenes of it, any of the plot, or any of it, because it totally had me confused and frustrated, because, you know, I was going to get a crappy grade, and I'm sure I flunked that class. I am sure. Then there was one that was super interesting. I think it was in school too. Ow! It was something about Lotus. I think the name on the book was Lotus. I'm sorry, my brain is just starting to think of books that I read all of a sudden, and I've just got little bits and pieces of memory I'm trying to remember. I remember that I wanted to finish that book, but I didn't get a chance to, because the class ended and, you know, ended up having to do other things. I don't know why I didn't get it finished. Whoops. So then, let's see how this theoretically is supposed to work. Okay, there's my pen I was looking for. Okay, so a page tab, could we put it here? Yeah, we could put it here. So we would take this, and we would put that there, and then that would hang like that. I should have that one book with the castle and the woman who was taken advantage of by the prince, or king, or whatever he was. It really annoyed me, because it came off like, and I don't like older stories sometimes because of this, because anybody who knew herbs and healing naturally through plants and stuff was considered a witch, and it was considered witchcraft. So that kind of annoyed me, because I've always been really into herbs and supplements, and now I do a lot of oils. I did some oils, but I did more herbs back then. And I had a healthy family as a result of that. had 6 kids. Oh, I put it on backwards. Well, that's why it looks good on both sides, because so this side is where you can see this side of the lace and the crinkled ribbon, crinkle seam binding ribbon, and this side you see a different part of the lace. And either way you go, you pretty much see the button. Well, I think that turned out. I think it needs more glue though, because I don't want my ribbon to come up. Well, thanks for taking me a walk down memory lane. Oh, and do they do snake killing? That always fascinates me. I'll tell you what, you're never gonna tell me that I can hang out with snakes and have snake killing or whatever in the world they call it. No snakes in my church. I'm big on natural healing and prayer, so all of that fits just fine with my way of doing things. Okay, so that's what I did for, oops, let's get to my prompt. For Snippets and Grandma's Buttons, done. And then I did 50 stack challenge, hidden pocket, and vellum or tissue in my earlier video. So Monday is done. Tomorrow is altered envelope and coffee mug stains. Oh yeah, I get that. When we moved to Idaho, before I got divorced from my last ex, the kids and I were going to an independent Baptist church. And I was good with that. I thought it was really good. The best thing about that was my kids memorized a ton of scripture, and I learned how to read a Bible. I mean, as a Catholic, there was a Bible sitting on the coffee table in the living room, but that's about all we did. Everything was, pretend prayers. Well, they did Our Father, and Our Father was the only real scripture, because Hail Mary, full of grace is not a Bible prayer. So, yep. So anyways, at one point, I took one of my kids to a big church, and they had a guest speaker and stuff, and that guest speaker started praying in tongues. And one of my good friends, she didn't go to the church that I was going to, but she was just non-denominational Christian, and she found out that I took my daughter to that church revival or whatever it was, and oh my gosh, she read me the riot act about how terrible that was to expose my daughter to somebody speaking in tongues. And this says Dockers, so that is not an old button. Blah blah blah. Needless to say, we were not friends anymore from that point on. Which was okay with me. I don't need people like that in my life. And I'm a big girl. I can make my own decisions. So we need, okay, that's going to go like that. So we need, I want this bead. So Juju would go, oh really? Probably, because she's Pentecostal. Pentecostal people, they have a tendency to speak in tongues. Wait a minute, what am I doing here? Okay, so this is going to go like this. And I went to a Pentecostal church, or I don't know that it was necessarily a Pentecostal church, but it was a church where the pastor and his wife spoke in tongues. And I was just fascinated, but wasn't something for me. Wasn't something that I had any experience with, bad or good. But I don't know anything enough to judge it, that's for sure. And Lord knows I will judge things that are contrary to what the book says. But and yeah, is God smiling down on me if I'm reading a sex novel? I don't know. But we all have to make our own decisions, that's for sure. I think I'm going to let that bead wants to stay there. And then the button wants to hang out on the bulb. This is quite a video. We're solving the problems of the world. Ooh, I actually like that one a lot. Yeah. So now I have to go through all of these, and I want to make sure that, and actually my husband and I don't go to a church. I did all the time when I was little and my kids were young. And I've gone a few times. Jeff and I have gone to a few different churches, biker churches. Went to one in Payette where my daughter lived. I don't know. They were just non-denominational, I think. Just bunches of different churches, and we just haven't found a place that suits us. Every once in a while we feel like going, but no place that we really feel led to hang out at. No, I think the Lord loves you no matter what books you're writing. Well, I won't make a blanket statement that way. My big stop sign is children. Leave the children alone. Which is one of the reasons why I homeschool. There you go. Maybe that's a topic for your book that you're writing right now. Maybe she was having a sex dream and she started feeling all guilty that the Lord was going to judge her for it. I've been there, done that. Yeah, but your cancer's in remission, isn't it?
We have to set timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Is dinner ready?
Not yet.
Okay.
You have Pepsi.
No, I have one right here.
Oh.
Thanks. Okay, well, baby steps. I'm okay with baby steps. I hope you are. Okay. I'm going to call that good. I really like that one too. I think that's cute. And then what's neat is, even though this appears to be a completed component, is that if I were so inclined, I could even put a little something more on there, like a little something like this right there. Yeah. Not right now. I have to think about it. Yep, I am so glad that went well for you, Cindy. Okay, well, that's what I've got for you today. Dinner is just about ready. He took some London broil from last night, and chopped it up into chunks and made a gravy and is mixing it with some rice and going to put together some broccoli, I think with cheese sauce on the side. So I'm getting hungry just mentioning it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And Cindy, thanks so much for stopping in and chat with me. I always enjoy chatting with you. And hope to see you in a future live stream.